Okay, so let's solve this problem. Now, in solving rational equation, if we only have two rational expression, so we can solve that one by cross multiplication. So multiply 3, then that's 2x minus 1, then equals, that's 2 times x plus 2. Then simplify, so we have 6x negative 3, and this one is 2x positive 4. Then transpose this 2x to the left side, so that becomes 6x minus 2x equals 4. Then transpose this negative 3 to the right side, plus 3. Then simplify, so 6x minus 2x, that's 4x. And we have 4 plus 3, that's 7. Then to solve for x, divide this one by 4. So x now is equal to 7 over 4. So this is the solution of this equation. Now on this problem, again, we can use cross multiplication because we only have two rational expressions. So we can put a denominator of 1 for 2, then cross multiply. So that's x plus 2, then equals 2 times 3x plus 1. Then simplify. So this one, 6x plus 2. Then transpose this 6x to the left side. So x minus 6x equals 2. Transpose positive 2 to the right side, minus 2. And we have now x minus 6x, that's negative 5x equals 2 minus 2, that's 0. Then divide by negative 5. So x now is equal to 0, and 0 is the solution of this equation. Then for this problem, we cannot use cross multiplication because we have more than two rational expressions, but we can solve this one by finding the LCD. So since we only have one denominator, so therefore this denominator is the LCD. Okay, so multiply the whole equation by the LCD and distribute this to every term. So we have now x times 2x plus 1, then minus 2x plus 1 times 3 over 2x plus 1, then equals 2 times 2x plus 1. Then simplify, so we have 2x squared plus x, then minus, so we can cancel 2x plus 1, so minus 3, then equals, so we have 4x plus 2. Then equate this equation to 0, so transpose everything to the left side. So this becomes 2x squared plus x minus 3, then transpose, so negative 4x transpose minus 2, then that's equal to 0. Then combine like terms, so we have 2x squared, then this x minus 4x, that's negative 3x, and this negative 3 and negative 2, that's negative 5, that's equal to 0. Now since we have a quadratic equation, so we can solve this one by factoring or quadratic formula. So let's solve this one using factoring. So to get the factors of 2x squared, we have 2x times x. Then the factors of negative 5. So 5 and 1. Since the middle term is negative 3x, therefore this 5 is negative and 1 is positive, and that's equal to 0. Then equate these two factors to 0. So we have 2x minus 5 equals 0. So to solve for x, so 2x transpose negative 5, positive 5, then divide by 2. So x now is equal to 5 over 2. And for the other one, x plus 1 equals 0 transpose. So x now is negative 1. So these are the solution of this equation. Okay, now, in solving inequality, so first we need to check the equation if it is in general form. So general form, if numerator over the denominator, then on the right side is 0. So since this given in general form, then equate the numerator and denominator to 0. So we have x plus 2 equals 0. Then solve for x. So x now is negative 2. And the other one, 2x minus 6 equals 0. To solve for x, so 2x equals 6 divide by 2. So x is positive 3. So these are the critical values. Then put these critical values in a number line. So we have 0, then negative on the left side and positive on the right side. So negative 2, negative 1, negative 2, then positive 3, 1, 2, and 3. So again, these are the critical values. And to get the test of numbers, so that's before. So before the first critical value, that's negative 3. Then between, so between the two critical values, so we can use negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. But it's easy to solve an equation if x is equal to 0. Therefore, just pick 0. And for after, so after your last critical value, and that's 4. So these are the numbers we're going to test. Then in a sign analysis table, so this is the sign analysis table, 2, 3, and 5. So x, we have negative 3, negative 2, 0, 3, and 4. Then for the numerator, we have x plus 2. And for the denominator, that's 2x minus 6. Then substitute first the critical values. So we have negative 2 and 3. So if x equals negative 2, so this equation becomes 0. And 0 numerator, the answer is 0. Then if x equals 3, so this equation becomes 0. And 0 denominator, that's error or undefined. Just put error. Then for the test of numbers, so start with negative 3. So if x equals negative 3, so negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. So just write the sign only. So just put negative. Then if x equals negative 3, so 2 times negative 3, that's negative 6. Minus 6, that's negative 12. So that's negative. And negative divide by negative. So dividing the same sign, it's positive. Then if x equals 0, so 0 plus 2, that's positive 2. 0 minus 6, that's negative 6. And dividing unlike sign, so that's negative. And if x equals 4, so 4 plus 2, that's positive. And 2 times 4, that's 8 minus 6, that's positive 2. Dividing the same sign, that's positive. So this is the sign analysis table. Then in the given, since we have less than 0 and all negative numbers are less than 0, so just look for the negative result. So in the table, so we have this negative, and that's between negative 2 and 3. So that's between negative 2 and 3. So therefore, in interval notation, the solution of this equation, so we have from negative 2 to positive 3. Then for this given, we need to rewrite this one first in general form. So transpose negative 2 to the left side. So our new equation now, we have x plus 2, and this becomes negative 2, then greater than or equal to 0. Then simplify this equation first. So LCD is x plus 2. Bring down the first numerator, minus 1, then minus 2 times this denominator, x plus 2, then that's greater than or equal to 0. Then simplify, so we have 3x minus 1, that's negative 2x, negative 4, then over x plus 2 greater than or equal to 0. Then combine like terms, so 3x and 2x, that's x. Then negative 1 and negative 4, that's negative 5, over x plus 2 greater than or equal to 0. So this time, we can equate now the numerator and denominator to 0. So start with x minus 5 equals 0. So x now is equal to 5. So this is our first critical value. And x plus 2 equals 0. So x now is negative 2. And this is the second critical value. Then put this critical value in a number line. So we have 0, then negative 1, negative 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and positive 5. So these are the critical values. Then the test of numbers we have before negative 3, between we have 0, after that's 6. Then on a sign analysis table, 2, 3, 4, 5. So x, that's negative 3, negative 2, 0, 5, and 6. Then for the numerator, that's x minus 5. And for the denominator, x plus 2. So again, substitute first the critical values. So if x equals negative 2, so 0 numerator, that's 0 denominator, that's error. And if x equals 5, so 0 numerator, that's 0. And for the test of numbers, so if x equals negative 3, so negative 3 minus 5, that's negative 8. Negative 3 plus 2, that's negative 1. And negative divided by negative, the same sign, that's positive. So if x equals 0, so negative 5. This one, positive 2. So this one is negative. And if x equals 6, so positive 1. This one is positive 8. And this one is positive. Then from the given, so we have this one, greater than or equal to 0. So since all positive numbers are greater than or equal to 0, so just look for the positive result. So we have positive on the left of negative 2. So on the left of negative 2, we have positive, and also positive on the right of positive 5. So on the right of positive 5, that's positive. But since we have equal to 0, since 5 is equal to 0, so therefore this 5 is part of the solution. So this parenthesis becomes a square bracket. In interval notation now, so from negative infinity to negative 2, union 5 to positive infinity. So this is the solution of this given.